Hey guys, it's Brittany. So, today's going to be a paranormal video, and today I'll be sharing with you this what felt like a terrifying paranormal experience. And what I'm about to share with you, it does seem like what happened could have been paranormal, or it could have been sleep paralysis, or it could have been both. And once I explain it to you, uh, you'll see why. Because this was terrifying. And okay, so this is what happened, which it could have been both, and I wouldn't doubt if both can happen because I think anything can happen even if two things could be happening at the same time. So, so this happened recently. It actually happened this year in March. So I'll just tell you exactly what happened. So, what happened was, yeah, sometime in March, I remember, I had went to sleep one night and all of a sudden, so yeah, as I was sleeping, I was having this nightmare, um, and so this nightmare was quite short though. But what happened was, in the nightmare, I remember I was scared, and my heart was racing, and I was panicking, and I ran to somebody's house. I'm not sure whose house it was, but when was I was knocking on the door, and so this guy who lived there, he opened the door, but instead of trying to help me, I think he sensed something. Yeah, I think there was something he sensed that there was something off, and so he said, I think you should go home. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. I thought I felt a little hair tickling my nose. Um, so, yeah, I don't know, instead of trying to help me, I think he sensed that something was wrong, and he told me, I think you should go home. And so when he said that, he had this look like he was looking right behind me, and he had this really scared look on his face. And I remember I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, what is it? What's wrong? What does he see? So I remember as I turned, because I was standing right in front of the doorway of the front door to the house, and just I'm standing there, I'm like this. So right in the corner of my eye, I see something. Um, I see something that looked to me. No, I can't speak. Okay, so I look to the corner of my eye, and I saw something that looked human, but it wasn't human, and it looked all um red, like with dark like black markings on it, kind of like tattoos in a way. And so just when I saw in the corner of my eye, I had a feeling, and I knew what it was. And so when I saw it in the corner of my eyes went wide, and I had this bad feeling of that I knew what it was, of what I was seeing. So just as I turned my head and I turned around this way, um, it was actually a demon. It was a demon standing on two legs, but of course it was more like hoof kind of legs, and like I said, it was red with black markings, and it had a yellow eyes, and had this wide grin, very wide, evil grin. And the thing is, it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything to attack me or the guy physically. It didn't even say anything. It just stood there looking at him, looking at me with this wide grin and with these big, scary looking eyes, and it just vanished. It vanished right in front of me and in front of him. And so as this happened, I remember I was so scared because I was frozen in fear, and I had chills all over me. And I was so scared that I was speechless. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what to say. So I turned to the guy, and when I turned around and I looked at him, he said, like, you should go home, you know. And I think he was telling me, go somewhere safe. And so, and yeah, he even told me to run. And so as I'm running away, I remember I thought, wait, should I try to help him? And so I remember he had like a baseball bat, and I think he thought if he ever saw the demon again, that he would, end up, if he had to hit it when he saw it, he would, kind of like Signs, where Meryl gets the baseball bat and he sees the alien and he swings at it, just hitting it. And so it reminded me of that. And so I remember as he was looking for it, as he went outside, and he's like this, like ready to hit it if he ever sees it again. But this was really dark at night when this happened, in a nightmare. And so I remember I thought, okay, if I do try to help him, what if something goes wrong? What if, so I thought, okay, no, he says to run, get home safe. And I thought, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And as I'm running, all of a sudden the nightmare starts to fade. Like, it starts to fade away, and all of a sudden it goes dark. And so as it goes dark, all of a sudden I felt, okay, so here's what I mean, which I don't know if this was sleep paralysis or not, but I don't think it was, because, okay, so let me explain what happened here before I explain about that. So what happened was, so I'm laying on my right side, and before, my room was situated differently. Okay, let's see, so the bed here used to be over there on that wall, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And not only that, but the TV here used to be over there, like on that side of the wall, which is very close to the door. But yeah, so that's how it was situated, but I don't think it had to do with that, or maybe it could have been, but anyway, so yeah, that's how my room was situated at the time when this happened. So like I said, what happened was, as the nightmare faded, and I think it was at that time it was over, and everything went dark. So I remember that I actually woke up. I didn't open my eyes, because how when you okay, so how when you have a nightmare or a dream, even when you're dreaming, that even when the dream's over, like somehow you do wake up from the dream, but it's not like you open your eyes right away, because your eyes are still closed, and you're like, okay, gonna try to get back to sleep. Okay, that's how it was for me, because you know, because yeah, usually when my dreams are over and when I do wake up, I don't exactly wake up where, um, yeah, I don't exactly wake up in a way where I'm always opening my eyes as I wake up. Because what happens is that when I do wake up, my eyes will still be closed, and I'm like, okay, gonna try to go back to sleep, and I, like that. I'm not sure if everyone's like that. I don't think so, but I think there are some that probably are like that where you don't open your eyes when you are awake from a dream and you still have your eyes closed and you're maybe turned the other way and you still want to get your sleep. And I know that because that's just me, because whenever I turn around the other way, I still have my eyes closed, like, okay, just want to go back to sleep, like to deep sleep, and I do. But okay, so this is what happened. So what happened was, as the dream, no, because it's not a dream, it's a nightmare. So as the nightmare faded and everything went dark, I'm still sleeping, on my right side, and as I'm sleeping on my right side, I didn't exactly open my eyes. My eyes were still closed, and I thought, oh, and I remember thinking this. I thought, okay, that was terrifying, but I hope I have a good dream. So I was trying to go back to sleep. But here's the terrifying part, because when I was trying to turn around, I felt like there was this force around me. Like, it did feel like the best way to put it, it felt like a energy force, like pushing me down. Okay, so I'm not sure how I can really demonstrate this, but I'm gonna try the best. Okay, so like I said, I'm sleeping on my right side like this, and so as I'm sleeping like that, and just when I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna sleep the other way. And so, like I said, just when I was thinking that, all of a sudden, like I said, I felt like there was this force. Like, it didn't touch me right here, at least not physically, but I felt it right here above me. And so this is what happened. Okay, like I said, I'm laying down like this. And as I'm laying down, I remember, okay, so my eyes are still closed. And as my eyes are still closed, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn around the other way. So as I'm moving, I couldn't move my head normally like how I would. Because, like I said, I felt something right here, like an energy force, and it was pushing my head down. And so I remember, and this is what it looked like, just to demonstrate a little further. So this is what it looked like as I'm trying to turn around, even trying to turn my head. This is what was going on. It was more like, it was like that, where it was like shaking, and I was feeling the vibration, and like I said, it kind of felt like this energy force, like around me right here, where it just felt like it was pushing my head down. It seemed like it was pushing my head back down and wanting me to go back to sleep, to get back into the nightmare or to something even worse than that. And like I said, that's what it so that's what was going on. But like I said, what was happening is that like I said, I'm like this, laying down, and like I said, so I remember this was like a little battle that was going on, because like I said, my head was shaking, and I felt like the vibration of it. Because, like I said, what was going on was I remember I'm doing this, and I'm like, so if you can see that, that's what it looked like, and that's how it felt. But I felt it a little more because that's what was going on. So, yeah, that was terrifying. But at some point, no matter how hard I kept trying to turn my head, I did eventually was able to turn my head. And when I did, after that I was awake, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going back to sleep. Now, I know on one hand it might seem like it sounds like sleep paralysis, but here's where I don't personally believe that it is, because right here it says that because sleep paralysis is where you're in a state of half awake, half asleep, and you're unable to move, and as much as you want to move, you can't move, and you're unable to speak. And so, but that's not what happened here. Okay, so yeah, I've looked up on some other symptoms of it, but like I said, this is where I don't really think this was sleep paralysis, because um, I was not in a state where I was half awake and half asleep, because I was not asleep, not in a deep sleep, and I was not in both, like half awake, half asleep. I was not, because the nightmare that I had, it had ended, so I had woken up from that nightmare, but I didn't open my eyes. As I mentioned, that my eyes were still closed, and I wanted to go back to sleep to have a good dream, but I remember feeling like I want to turn the other way. But then, just when I remembered turning my head, that's when I felt like something was like pushing my head down to go back to sleep and maybe have an even worse nightmare than the one that I had just woken up from. And so, and the thing is, it's not like I felt like I couldn't move, so it's not like I felt frozen and if I tried to move that I couldn't. It was more like that when I was turning my head, it's not that, like I said, so when I was turning my head, it's not that I couldn't turn my head, because I was. The thing is, I was able to turn my head. Like I said, so even though I was turning my head, that that it just felt like this energy force pushing my head down, so it just looked like this, where it's like, so it seemed like when I was trying to move this way, it felt like something was really pushing my head down. I'm like, but I remember fighting it and still trying to move that way. So I was moving. At least I was trying to turn my head so I could move the other way to sleep on my left side. So that was different. So that was not sleep paralysis, because I was able to move. But like I said, even though I was able to move, but something was really pushing my head down, and I was feeling the vibration of it, and I could feel how my head was shaking because of that. And the thing is, because since I didn't open my eyes after this nightmare had ended, I did not hallucinate by seeing something in the room, or I didn't see anything spiritual, paranormal in the room, because I still had my eyes closed the whole time when that was going on. And so, like I said, I was still fighting it. I thought, okay, I'm gonna push through. I'm not gonna give up. And so I did. And so at some point when I had turned around, I remember I turned around, of course, this way. And so I remember I was actually sitting on my bed like this, but more up there. where the pillow's at. And like I said, I was so scared. I mean, not only was I terrified of the nightmare that I had, but I was also terrified of what was going on, and something that was pushing my head back onto, the pillow, and I think wanting me to go to sleep so I could have a much even worse nightmare. So, and that's what I believe it was. Because, like I said, with this, like I said, it does not sound like sleep paralysis because I was not half awake, half asleep. And it's not like I was frozen where I couldn't move because I was able to move with my head. But, like I said, something, it felt like an energy force pushing my head down. And I think it wanted me to have another nightmare, and that's what it felt like. So I'm sorry if I'm like going over it and explaining about it, but that's because what happened was really terrifying. And the thing is, the reason I never shared this when it happened, because one, I wasn't doing paranormal videos at the time in March, and not only that, but it's just something that really terrified me. So I was, shaken up by it, and because of that, I thought, I'm not sure if I should talk about this. I mean, because somehow I thought if I talk about it, like, what if I don't know, like, what if I if I put it out there, then there's going to be more negative energy uh, coming to me. But it's like, no. And I just want to say this, though, for those who may or may not know, or if I had even said this before, but the thing is, I am a Christian. And I know some people might say, well, Christians don't really believe in, anything spiritual. Well, okay, there might be some that don't, but I know there are some other Christians that do, because for one, of course we do live in a physical world, but we also live in a very much spiritual world as much as the physical. And so, and I just want to say that even for anyone who is not Christian, so it's like, no matter what your belief is, no matter what your faith is, I don't judge. No. Because that's okay. But if you are not, that's okay. And, you be you. And, and I don't judge anyone who is or isn't. No. But I only judge, I feel like I only judge people on their actions, especially if they have bad intentions and if their actions are hurtful and, just mean and hateful, that's dark, then yeah. Or anyone who says anything that's mean and critical and judgmental towards someone else, then yeah. I judge those where their actions are not good, and even the words that they say to someone else where they end up hurting someone, or they, where when their words come out really hurtful and it's just mean and cold, then yeah, then I judge those who say those awful, mean things and those who do really bad things. But other than that, if, when you choose to do what you want to do in your life, and no matter what your, like I said, belief is, no matter, or let's say, even if you don't believe in anything, so what if you do or don't, that's okay. But yes, yeah, as for me, yeah, I did grow up in a Christian family, and so I would say this personally, that um, I would say that there are some who's probably more religious than spiritual, but I would say as a Christian, I'm more of a spiritual person, but of their bad actions and harsh words, then yeah, that's something that I would say that's something that bothers me more than anything else. Especially, like I said, if someone were to say something mean, something really harsh and mean, or do something that's really hurtful, then yeah, I really hate that. But yes, I would say this, as a Christian, yes, I do very much believe in God, the devil, and heaven and hell, and I do believe in what the Bible um, teaches us, and what it talks about, what it shows, you know. And so, yeah, I do believe in angels, demons, and anything that exists. Like anything that's bad spiritually, that exists. And anything that's good spiritually, that exists. So, yes, I believe that completely. Like 1,000,000%. So, yeah, I think you could say I'm more of a. I think that the best way to put it is that I'm more of a spiritual Christian person. So yeah, I think that's just the best way to put it. And so yeah, and so that's why when I had this nightmare about this demon, it was there to frighten me, and it like I said, it was just horrible. But the thing is, since then, not only I had changed to my room of how it's situated now, but the one thing that helps since then is that I have this small cross necklace, and so I put it right next to me near the pillow before I sleep. And ever since then, I haven't had a nightmare like that, and I haven't experienced anything like that, especially from waking up after having a dream. So yes, I have not experienced that since then, and I'm so thankful for that. I really am, because I know that I have guardian angels watching over me, and God watching over me, protecting me, and I know that because of the fact that I am a child of God, that I know that with the devil, that yeah, he does not like anything good, and he'll do anything to frighten those who are God's children. And so I believe that's what happened that day, is that I was spiritually attacked. Um, like I said, but I felt like this energy force, dark and energy force, just pushing my head down. So that's what it felt like. And like I said, that was just awful. So I hate that. But like I said, since then, I have not experienced anything like that. So that's good. And I'm sorry if this is going on for long, but um, yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say about this. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. But since then, things have been good. Nothing like that has happened, and plus I haven't had a nightmare like that, and I haven't woken up feeling like where it was like that again. So no. And plus, and like I said, since then I have been having good dreams, and of course sometimes I get those days where I don't remember, and there's some where it's just kind of random, but other than that, I think that's still good, better than what happened before. So yeah, honestly, this was the first time anything like that has happened, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, and I know that will not happen again. It won't. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So comment down below on what you think of this, because this was terrifying, and I don't know if anyone has experienced this, like maybe something similar or maybe something worse, which I hope not. I really don't, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, give it a like and comment down below on what you think. And so for more movie content, reactions, dreams, and the paranormal, subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.